Hi everyone, this is 8th grade Elevate. Today we will be applying the distributive property. So it says that the distributive property involves multiplying the sum of two or more numbers by the same factor. This simplifies the expression. I have gone ahead to model for you using different colors the process of distributive property. So you have essentially a number that is outside of the parentheses, and then you have an expression inside the parentheses. Whenever I teach this skill to kids, I show the video. It's an old video of Oprah during the Oprah Winfrey show, and she is doing the whole you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. She's distributing cars or distributing keys to cars across the audience, right? In the distributive property, you want to make sure everybody gets one, right? Everybody gets what you have. It's the same thing as if you were throwing a class party and you had pizza. You want to make sure that you are distributing the pizza to every single kid within the class. And so A, or the number outside of the parentheses, is that thing that we have, right? Whether it's keys, cookies, whatever it is. We want to make sure that everybody inside the parentheses or every term inside the parentheses gets some of that A. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to, and distribution is, the operation for distribution, is multiplication. So we are going to multiply first that A by the first term, which is B. So A times B, that gives us AB. And then we cannot leave this C out. So we're also going to multiply that A by the C, A times C, which is the same as AC. Another thing to note is the operation that is inside of the parentheses. Because B and C were separated by addition, we are going to carry that addition sign over after we've distributed, okay? So these are two examples. You don't have to go through these examples with kids, but this is just for you to know so that you can use the information in your model. So I'll go over the first one. And so this example does not use the letters A, B, C. However, the same process stands, right? So the 5 has been substituted for our A. Instead of B, our first term is 3. And then instead of C, our second term inside the parentheses is 8y, okay? So we want to multiply what's outside the parentheses with every term that is inside the parentheses. So our first step is to do 5 times 3, which we know is 15. So 5 times 3 gives us 15. And then our second step is to do 5 times negative 8. Y, don't forget the Y. 5 times negative 8y, which 5 times negative 8 gives us negative 40y. We do want to definitely carry that subtraction sign over. And so we get all right. So then you are going to launch students into some partner practice time. Actually, you're going to model questions 11 and 12. I've chosen these questions because they have negative numbers, they have fractions. This is a great place to start for kids to not only understand the distribution process, but then also how to evaluate after to get a final answer. This is important because when they start their partner practice time, the first part is easy. They're just having to evaluate. They're not solving anything. But then the second part is asking them to distribute, then solve. So then from there, students are going to work on questions 15 and 18 as their exit ticket. You want to ensure that you are giving them 2 points for each of those questions. So the first point should go towards their proper distribution, and then the second point should go towards having the correct answer. And then the fluency that you start out with for the day today is around multiplying and dividing fractions. This is pretty easy. The only thing that may be challenging for students is simplifying. So I would say by this point in the year, students should be kind of knocking out simplification. So I wouldn't spend time trying to see whether they know how to multiply numerators by numerators and denominators by denominators. Let's make sure they know how to simplify. So let's narrow in on maybe 1 or 2 of these columns and push them to simplify after they get their answer.